2026 will be a big year for game releases, but there are also games that have not been announced yet that will launch in 2026. So Ubisoft will have a huge year in 2026. Let's go over that. And I got way more predictions for games that will be delayed. What's gonna happen with GTA 6? Will they do early access, etc.? So a ton of predictions in this video. Let me know yours in the comments down below. Let's start with number 1. I think 2026 will be a big year for God of War, but I don't think we will hear anything about the next big game yet. What I do think we will see is the 2.5D Metroidvania action-adventure prequel set in Greece, blending gameplay elements of Blasphemous. That's this game over here. So yeah, I think it will be Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown style. I think it will launch on Switch 2 as well, PC day one, kind of like Lego Horizon. Just a fun sort of side project while we wait for the next big thing. Of course, they have another thing going on as well. There's a God of War TV show. I think this year we will hear who's playing Kratos, who is playing Atreus. I mean, a live-action TV show for God of War, I was like, do we really need it? But first 2 episodes being directed by Emmy-winning director Frederick from Shogun and The Boys. 2 amazing TV shows. I'm holding my fingers crossed. So it's the 2018 game, and they will then likely do Ragnarok. Like I said, will we hear about the next big God of War game? Because Santa Monica's next big thing is not a new IP, but it may feel like one, and this is the man who's directing it, Cory Barlog. So he, of course, was the director on God of War 2018, but he was just helping with Ragnarok while working on its own thing. I think, because, again, he's not doing a new IP, but it might feel like one, I still think it's God of War related, but clean slate, new character, other mythology, whatever. And then maybe Kratos gets its own thing in the future too. I could see this being announced at the Game Awards 2026 at the earliest, but I think they're gonna do a PlayStation showcase in 2027, announce the PlayStation 6. I still think it will come in 2027, as I discussed in my Sunday News Roundup. Link to that in the pinned comment. And that is where I think that's where you want to announce this big game. But yeah, I think in 2026, no showcases for PlayStation. Probably a state of play in February, in June, and in September. What will also be very present in 2026 is Ubisoft. So they have their 40th anniversary on Friday, March 28th. People are speculating, oh, they might do a big show then. I don't think that's going to happen, but I do think they will do a big show again in June. Reason for that is, it's just easier to do it in June during Summer Game Fest, because then there are already like a lot of creators, media in LA, so you can just invite them over to your event instead of having to fly them out to your own thing in March. I also think that in March, Ubisoft is just not ready yet to show everything they have. And Friday, March 28th, that is probably the release date for Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced. I think that will be announced at some point. It's hard to predict that, but yeah, it's rumored for the last week of March, so it could be launching on that day. So again, Ubisoft Forward, it will be returning in 2026. They have a ton of big games. One game that I think will be announced before the Ubisoft Forward is the next Ghost Recon, because that seems to be launching in 2026. So this should be a first-person open world game again. It should look like Ready or Not. I'm not sure if maybe because Avatar now had the third person like mode added later, that they might be like, okay, let's give people a third person and a first person mode. But yeah, the next Ghost Recon will of course be big. I think it will be announced in either April or May, and then a release will be in early October, something like that. Remember, it has been 7 years since Breakpoint, so that's a long time. Ubisoft also seemingly has a Rayman remake in the work that was planned for late 2026, so that's another perfect thing you want to announce at your Ubisoft Forward in June. Yeah, the Splinter Cell remake was also at one point planned for 2026, but I don't think that will happen anymore because, as you might know, they lost the game director. They brought back the original game director on the project. I think they have still some work to do, but I do think it would be cool to see the game in action. But yeah, next to Ghost Recon, the other big game that will get a spotlight is Assassin's Creed Hexe. I think they might do a sort of end of May reveal, and then so that would be 2 months after Black Flag, and then they would be like, yo, see the full gameplay reveal, or gameplay walkthrough, or whatever, at Ubisoft Forward a few weeks later. Like, I still think that this is gonna launch, I've always said Halloween, end of the year, 2026, so like final week of October, just before GTA. That's enough time. That's my hope. It should be a linear Assassin's Creed, not a big RPG. And I will, by the way, have more predictions for Assassin's Creed on JorRaptor, so keep an eye on that. But Ubisoft always, at the end of their Ubisoft Forwards, have like one more thing. In recent years, it was the Avatar trailer. Then the year after that was like Star Wars Outlaws. And they, before that, of course, had the famous Watch Dogs trailer, Division, Rainbow Six Siege. I think they will do a one more thing during this Ubisoft Forward as well. And I think it will be for Far Cry 7. So I think they will do a, you see like a landscape, we see the setting for the next game, you hear like a radio, it now has been 12 hours since the family of Dibble disappeared. Because that seems to be kind of the thing, right? You're going after your family. This is like an old shot from your family. You have a timer on your, like a watch, and you have to like save them before the time basically runs out. You can also like fail. Again, the concept should be interesting. I know people don't want, hey, I just want to be fishing. I don't want to like have this sort of like timer breathing down my neck, like you got to do something. I think they might do something interesting with it. We do have Blood of the Dawnwalker this year as well with a time like sort of feature. Not too much to get into it here, but basically I think there are ways to make this very interesting. Either way, big year for Ubisoft. I don't think Far Cry 7 will launch in 2026, but I do think we see it as like kind of their final game at the end of the Ubisoft Forward. Another big thing that will happen in 2026 is of course Halo on PlayStation, but my prediction is that it will just do fine. It's the remake, of course, of the first game. They get like 4-player co-op now, some new missions, some new weapons from the other games have been added. I'm looking forward to playing it. But of course, if you would like go to someone 15 years ago and be like, yo, in 2026, Halo will come to PlayStation, they would be like, you're kidding, right? That would be huge. But I think right now, I just don't think Halo is the same anymore. It's like, it's fine, it's big still, but it's not on the same level. So I think it will be like a moment or something. It will be, okay, cool. But it also does not, like we knew this was coming. If Halo was the first game from Xbox that would come over to PlayStation, then it would be like, oh my god. But if you, for example, look at Gears of War 1 that came to PlayStation, it only had like over 1 million players after launch. I don't think that sold really well on PlayStation. Forza Horizon was huge, but that was just like, it filled a gap. Like we don't really have that many open world big racing games, right? And yeah, it's not an old game. It's like Forza Horizon 5 was a newer game. So maybe because it's a remake, it will do better. But my prediction is Halo on PS5, it won't do well. It won't do really well. It won't do as well as you would think when you think about a Halo on PlayStation. So yeah, I already said we will get a State of Play probably in February, June, or May or June, like end of May or June, during Summer Game Fest. And also in September. That has been the cadence for every year. And I think the September State of Play will end with a gameplay demo for Intergalactic. And as a game from the creators of Crash Bandicoot, Jak and Daxter, Uncharted, Last of Us, Naughty Dog, of course, we should be way more hyped for this than we are. So I really think after that gameplay showcase in September, that will probably end with a 2027 date, maybe a summer 2027 or something. That's the rumor right now, that it's coming mid 2027. I think we will be leaving that gameplay demo blown away. So all the doubters, I mean, there will totally still be doubters and there will always be grifters and haters and whatever, but I think anyone who loves gaming and actually plays games and is actually excited to play games and loves Naughty Dog will watch this demo, this gameplay demo that they will do for Intergalactic, again, I think during the September State of Play, and be like, damn, I can't, this is suddenly one of my most anticipated games. I have faith in Naughty Dog. Last of Us Part 2, I know people, no matter what you thought of the story, we can all agree that the gameplay was amazing, right? Having the guys whistle and their own language and crawling around and shooting and all the enemies being like, no, don't kill me. Oh, brutal, amazing. Felt so good to play. So I think Intergalactic, we're not ready, but hype levels right here. I think after the gameplay demo we will see in 2026, you can't even see it. That's how high it is. Another thing we will see in 2026 is Red Dead Redemption 2 for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series. Finally, a proper next-gen upgrade, 60 FPS on console. Let's go. I think it will release before the first, in the first half of 2026, because the pre-orders for GTA 6 will likely open in the summer, something like that. So they want to get this out. They have some extra time because of the GTA delay. It still sells like 1 million copies, like 1 million, I think, every quarter or something. It's crazy. They're making bank on this game, even though it's still PS4 version on PS5. I think that will change in 2026. Yes, then we have to talk about the big one. I think they will hit the November 19th date, GTA 6, and I think it will be the base price will be $80. But there will be multiple editions for the game, I think. And we can kind of look at what they did for Grand Theft Auto 5. They had a special edition as well with a map. I'm not sure if they will do that. One thing I think, there will be a disc in this, in their physical version, but that disc will have no content on it. I think it will have a code, or you put it in and you basically have to download the whole thing, because they have to do this. I know this would suck for people that want to have a physical copy of GTA 6, but they have to do it because they would have to manufacture these discs way before November 19th. It will get to an Amazon warehouse. I don't know, criminals will know about it. They will raid the shit out of that warehouse. So if it's just they maybe get the box, I think there will be stories where it will be oh, GTA 6 leaked, but yeah, the game is not on the disc. Maybe then in 2027 they will put the game on the disc because, yeah, it's already out. It doesn't matter. But no, I think GTA 6 will launch on the same, at the same time for everyone. Where I think it gets interesting is if they're gonna do, they had the collection edition with really crappy stuff for GTA 5. We also had, things for Red Dead 2. They had more, story content and stuff. I can see them do that too. But I personally think that there will be some sort of early access for this game. It will either be for the online mode, which scores huge if you can play that early. And it will also help them with the server infrastructure. Get the early access people in first, and then open it for everyone who owns the game. I still see them do, though, a GTA 6 Ultimate Edition that unlocks on November 17th. They've now communicated, the game is coming out November 19th. Very smart. Usually when games announce a release date, they already announce, oh, there's also an early access date. Okay, basically the early access date is the real release date. GTA 6 is pretty smart. I can see them do a $130 edition with a 2-day early access. People will buy it. They would be kind of stupid not to do it. So I don't know how far they will go, but I can see them do it. Here, so you get some online content. They will probably do stuff like this as well for GTA 6. I think GTA Online for Grand Theft Auto 6 will not launch in 2026. I think we will get a blog post maybe a month before launch, where it's we are putting the finishing touches on the single player adventure, and yeah, sorry, we need more time for the online mode. Look forward to it in early 2027, but we are still launching stuff for GTA 5 online mode. Here is a crossover mission with GTA 6 or something like that. Some items or whatever. And I think, and it's a bonus prediction, Fortnite will do a GTA style mode in December 2026. They always do big updates in November and December because that's the big holiday season. I think they will do a GTA mode. I think they will be damn, we are going to do our own GTA Online Fortnite edition. So yeah, that's my prediction as well. Take it to the bank. But yeah, GTA Online will not be the only thing that gets delayed out of 2026. I think there are a couple of games that are now slated for 2026 that will not release in 2026. I think Fable, the game that I'm looking forward to the most from the Xbox slate, up there with Clockwork Revolution. I think this game will be delayed, but we will, at the end of 2026, have a release date, which will be March or something like early 2027, I think. In a perfect world, I would love to see Fable as like the final game they have at the Xbox Showcase. Of course, at the end of every Xbox Showcase, they highlight one game. Last time it was Outer Worlds 2. The year before it was Call of Duty. The year before it was Starfield. I would love to see Fable there, but my prediction is that Gears of War E-Day will take that spot. And will likely be, I think it will be Forza first half, Halo summer, maybe August, September, Gears in October or early November, Fable early 2027. Another game I don't think will launch in 2026, but we will have a release date by the end of the year is Judas, of course, the next game from Bioshock maker Ken Levine. Really looking forward to it, but yeah, he's taking his time. It does feel like it's becoming real, but I think like I overall think in general 2026 is full. I'm sorry, you have to. No, there's no space anymore. If you don't have like announced that you are in 2026, you better just delay to 2027. So I think Judas, we will probably hear a early 2027 date by the end of the year, but I don't think it will launch in 2026. A game I think will also be delayed out of 2026 or maybe cancelled by the end of the year. Marvel 1943, the next game from Amy Hennig. Of course, the creator of Uncharted left during Uncharted 4, went to Star Wars with EA, that got cancelled too, and is now working on this Marvel game. I think it looks awesome, but they delayed it now out of, well, really weird. It has been delayed again, and there's no longer a clear release window. The team is working hard to create something truly special. Basically, the date right now is to shift our release window beyond early 2026. So it's an indefinite delay. This game never felt real. They, of course, like showed this trailer during an Unreal Engine 5 showcase, and it always felt more like a showcase. But they already had the cutscenes and all that stuff, so what is, like, I think they're really struggling with this game. I don't know if it's coming out. I hope it is, but it also does not feel real or something. It feels like an Unreal Engine demo, and yeah, it might just be that. Like, is this gameplay? What are we doing? But I hope I'm wrong. And then, at the end of the year, it will happen again. Phil Spencer will get on stage during the Game Awards 2026 to announce the next Xbox. This really worked out well for them in 2019 when they announced the Series X and nobody saw it coming. I think they will do it again. The Series X and S is kind of in the mud right now. It's way too expensive. Like in the UK, it was the worst year for Xbox in terms of hardware sales ever. They like, even with the RAM price going up, it's in their best interest to launch a new console. And I think no matter what, they will do it in 2027, even if it means they have to launch it at a way higher price. And this announcement at the Game Awards, it really like helped them the last time. So I would not be surprised if they're calling Jeff right now being like, yo, we want to do it again. Let's do it. So yeah, let me know what you think of my 2026 predictions. If you have predictions yourself, drop it in the comments. Subscribe for way more React videos like this. Of course, I'll be reacting to a ton of news, have more predictions coming up, and way more. So look forward to that. Check out my previous video by clicking on the screen with way more games and other